We are here in, where are we? Redwoods, somewhere outside of Redwood State Park in Northern California. We decided to stay. We have this beautiful little free campsite, so we decided to stay here for a few days and just rest. We haven't really sat a lot, so thought it would be a good chance to show you guys the inside of the trailer. Some of you have been asking what it's like and wanting a walkthrough, so we're going to do that today. So let's show you what we have. We're going to start on the outside of the trailer and show you kind of where our living space is for cooking and things. And we have this hatch that opens up, and right inside there we can just pull out our fridge freezer by my pan in front. And inside you can see I have a fridge on one side, have a freezer on the other side, and it's actually worked quite well. We'll talk about some of the challenges that come with that at some point, but we're starting to figure that out a little bit. And then if we move right back here, we have this area here. It's a little bar area is what we call it, but it's a little pull down, and it just makes a little prep space. So I have a little table, extra prep space when I'm cooking. Inside I have my, you can see I have my plates and bowls, cups, and my cooking pots and pans. And you can see right here this little piece. This is actually designed to put the TV. So there's a small TV inside. We can bring it out. We can hook it in here. So at some point if we want to watch a movie outside, if the weather's nice, we haven't done that yet, but we might soon, especially if the weather is this beautiful. So that's that part here. If we open this hatch, is the all-important pantry where we keep most of our food. We actually have quite a bit of food stored inside too, but I would say that these are the things that we use most often, are just kept right in here in this slide out. And what's nice about this is that as I push this in, I can actually access this food from inside. I can go under the bed and we can access the food. So if it's cold outside, like maybe in the winter, and I'm cooking inside, I can get to my food without having to come out, which is great. I have the kitchen already pulled out for now. It slides in, it has a door just like the pantry, but we have it out, so it just slides all the way out, and it is one of my favorite parts of the whole trailer. I love the kitchen area. This folds up. You can see I have my sink with hot and cold running water, places to put my soaps and things, and I love the drying rack. One of my favorite parts. So as we wash the dishes, I just have a great place to set them, to let them dry a little bit before we put them away. I have a little bit of extra prep space here. And my 3-burner stove, which has been really nice. I didn't think I would be able to use all 3 burners at one time, but I actually have, and I've used them quite a bit, so that's come in handy. I have the automatic start here, so I don't have to use the I don't have to use the lighter to light the stove anymore, and that's really handy. I'm getting a little spoiled with that. A little light there if I want to see when I'm cooking. And then I have some storage space here. Just have some areas there for trash bags, brushes, lights, and things like that. Have a drawer for cooking utensils and cutting boards, measuring spoons, things like that. And then here I have our eating utensils. And we have 4 plates, 4 bowls, 4 cups, 4 forks, 4 spoons. We have one for everybody, and it gets washed after every meal. So after breakfast, everything gets washed and put away. After lunch, we do that several times a day. But everything stays clean that way. So, and then I have the little extra, this just pulls out. So I have a little extra space there to prep food. Okay, so love the kitchen. It's a really great part of the trailer, and I'm really enjoying it. It's nice because I can cook out here. amongst the trees, and it's so when it's nice weather, got a great kitchen. It makes a big space. So you can see out here where the bed folds out. So this is our bed, mine and Jim's bed, and it folds out when we get where we're going. Just folds right back up to go down the road. We've got our electrical. We've got our city connections, and if we're hooked up to shore power, we can hook up to water there. And here is a little outdoor shower. Unlike this, it's just a little spigot, a little hand shower. Excuse me. And it's great. We use this at the beach to wash off our feet when we got back from the beach, get the sand off. We've used it to bathe the dog. We can't bathe the dog when we're dispersed camping because we can't give up that much water, and right now it would be a mud pit if we bathed her. But it's nice when we're in an RV park. We have some concrete, we can bathe the dog. Up here at the top you see this black bar. There is an annex, so a canvas annex that we can actually put up there and install that would enclose the shower, so we could actually completely shower outside if we wanted to. We haven't used that yet, we haven't needed to. You think that when we are skiing and in the winter time we might put the annex up, and it would be a great place to keep ski gear when we get back so it can dry, things like that, just a place to change clothes. So that we think will come in really handy. And then over here on this part, I'm actually going to let Jim show you this part at some point because this is his area. This is his garage. We just have some storage in here, and I'll let him show you that. And then around this side we have a big gearbox. And again, just more storage, and Jim can show you that at some point, what he keeps in there and how he organizes that. We also have, because we live in a very small space, we eke out every bit of storage that we can. And so we have in the back of the Jeep, Jim actually built this out before we left, and we have a slide out drawer that has some storage in it, have room for the dog, or the big giant hat to lay on top. The dog hasn't been using that much. She prefers to sit in the kid's lap up front. And then we also have a cooler that slides out, so we have extra room for milk and drinks, things like that. That it's okay if it gets wet when the ice melts. And then on top of that, a little bit more storage. We have some clothes stored in here. Some heavier winter clothes and things we don't need right now are stored in here. And of course, the dog's supplies. And then one last thing I want to show you. I'll close this. And we'll see how the light is for this. But up on top, we have a couple of boxes. We have our gas cans stored, so we have extra fuel. And then we have two of these black boxes, and in that is stored our ski gear. So the big bulky ski coats, ski pants, that type of stuff, we just don't have room for it inside. And so it goes on top. And when that comes out in the winter, some of the stuff that's inside right now will go up there. We'll switch it out. So we just have the screen door closed today because the weather's so nice outside. Got all the doors open. So when you come in, you have our little entryway here. You can see I have a little bulletin board there. It was really important for Ella to have some pictures of her friends, and I have a little place for my menu. Got a little stool there I'll tell you about in just a minute, but yeah, I've got our little welcome mat where we have to sit and take off our shoes when we're in a really sandy spot, and it helps catch the dust. Over here we have our control panel, which tells us, you know, we keep an eye on our tanks and our power and all that, and we put up a lot of command hooks there just to put all of our keys, some of the dog supplies, things we just wanted to be able to have handy. We didn't have to get in the trailer for, because some places are quite sandy. So as you can see as we come in, got some shoe storage there. Takes a lot of shoes for 4 people in all different kinds of weather, so shoe storage was a big deal for me, and I didn't really know how I was going to do that, but this has been working. And then if we turn just kind of slightly here, you see the kids have their bunks, and they've got some storage below where their clothes and things go. James has been on the bottom bunk so far, and Ella has been on the top bunk. It's kind of small up there, but she thinks it's cozy. So that's where the kids have been staying. I'll give you a better view of that in a minute. But so we bought this little stool right here. Ella was having a hard time getting up in the bed. That ladder is pretty straight up and down, so we bought this little stool, and she can stand on it and get up and down. Also, we use it as storage. was just storing electronic stuff, and it's a good place to sit because, like I said, sometimes you have to sit, take your shoes off and leave them on the step. You can't get in the trailer when your feet are totally sandy and dusty, and so it's a little place to sit and put your shoes on. So that is the little entryway, and then as you come in, turn the corner and you have our little bench there with more shoe storage. You can see we have just a little place that we can sit, 2 people can sit there. We have a little table that we can put inside if we need to and have dinner or play cards. We played cards in here once. It was a little tight, but doable. So we have that, and underneath the seat is a little bit of storage, not a lot, but we do have some games and things stored under there. It was important for us girls to have a place for our makeup. So we have our 2 makeup bags hanging up there and a mirror. We have a place that we can hang those bags open, and we can hang them so we can access our makeup and have a little makeup area right there. If we want to go, when we were in LA, we did our makeup and our hair, and have a little spot to do that. Some baskets there. I've been putting fruit in the baskets, but we're in bear country now, and I don't know if it's necessary, but I've been taking the fruit out and not leaving the food exposed in the trailer, even though there's food other places, but just kind of doing what I can to make sure. You can see we've hung some nets from the ceiling for our coats and jackets. We just had a lot of that kind of stuff. We have a lot of it packed on top of the Jeep, our cold winter snow gear, but we had so much of it. So this just kind of gave us a place to put it. Not my favorite that it's hanging from the ceiling, but it does give it a place, keeps it off the floor. Has some pockets there for storage, and then as you can see by the bench, that's mine and Jim's bed. That folds in half from the back, and the black part you see in the back actually folds in. So when we're going down the road, that's folded up. Get where we're going, we just unfold everything, unfold the bed, and yeah, we got a nice king bed. We have some storage buckets here. I'll try to show you. Got my yoga mat, back scratcher, very important. But we have in here, we just had some room on the side of the bed, and we decided, you know what, we need storage. So that's where the kids' school books are going. We haven't cracked those open yet, but we will be doing that soon. Actually start some schooling. So we have one on this side where their school books go. Try not to bounce around too much on you. And then we actually have on the other side a smaller one, and that's where all of our electronics, laptops and things like that, get stored. Have a place for dirty clothes there. You see the dirty clothes bag, again, very important to me. I knew dirty clothes pile up very quickly, so we needed a place for those. And we do laundry about once a week. We have our little TV there, and we'll show you that TV can actually come off and be outside too. So we haven't done that yet, but perhaps we will. Have a little storage that's for me and Jim. We have our clothes in there. We have a little trash can there on top. Trash was kind of an important thing to figure out. And you can see we just have our clothes stored, and the PlayStation, very important to James. So he can actually, his PlayStation's in there. He can actually take the TV and flip it around facing this way and can sit on the bench and play games. We did have another bucket under here. I had bought 2 of these. I was thinking one of them might be the cat litter box. And the cat wouldn't use it, so the cat had to stay home. And we just have shoes stored in there, but it's kind of nice because you can pull that over, you can prop your feet on it, and kind of lean back on that bench. So keep going over here. We 3M'd a basket on top. I've been keeping bread up there because the top actually comes down to about the top of that basket when we close everything up for traveling down the road. So it's just been a great place for breads and things that can be flat and keeps it from getting crushed. Again, now that we're in bear country, we'll kind of have other things stored up there, and the bread's going other places. But it was important to me and Ella to have a little bit of home with us. She brought her letter board. And over here, I have an indoor kitchen. So yes, I'm very spoiled. I have 2 kitchens in this little trailer, and I absolutely love that. We have not used this kitchen yet because the weather has been warm and I can cook outside, but in the wintry weather, when it's winter time and we're skiing and things, I'm going to want to cook inside. So here I have a very dirty sink, I see. with hot and cold running water, of course, just like the outside. And have some cooking utensils in here. And then I have a 2-burner stove as well. And we added a few things up to the top. Some baskets here. When you're 50, you have to carry a lot of prescriptions with you. Lots of medicines, and so we just needed easy access to that. And then we added a paper towel holder in here as well. It's the little things in life. You just always have paper towels handy. Down below the sink here, we have more food storage. And it's just kind of crammed in there, but it holds a lot more than you would think. Below that, these little kick plates. Just baggies and extra medicines, trash bags, things like that. And then back around, the kids' beds I've spent the morning cleaning and straightening, and so it doesn't always look like this, but they have their little place. And then right here, the best part of this trailer, the bathroom. And I love that I have a bathroom and a shower, and I can keep myself clean. So not a lot of storage there, just a little sink, a little storage areas. We have a lot of stuff stuffed under there that can't get wet because it is a wet bath, which means the shower and toilet is all together. But I found these OXO Good Grips shelves. They're just suction shelves, and they've worked great. They've actually stood up and not had a problem. And that stores all of our stuff. The shelf that came with it that was built in, but of course we needed more space. And a really fancy trash can. I tried to come up with multiple options for a trash can in the bathroom where it would stay dry, and just there was no room for anything. And so that actually works great. We just clip it closed and it won't get wet when we're showering. And of course we have our shower head there, hot and cold running water, so we can shower, and it's actually quite roomy. That is how we bring everything along with us. And so far it's working okay, and I'm sure we'll kind of tweak some things along the way, but we'll show you some of our, as we go, we'll show you some of our storage solutions that we've come up with and some of our problem solving. So that's our little place in a nutshell.
A special thanks to our partners. None of this would be possible without your help.